What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. Another Loud Cow video. Today we are watching and reacting to the abusive history of Boogie. Boogie2988 documentary. The Decepticon. And go subscribe to them. Amazing work. This is one of his original documentaries about Boogie. Because we've seen a lot of Boogie documentaries recently. And a lot of people like to erase history or not show the full truth of things. This channel goes into detail. They show you what others won't show you. So get ready, sit back, let's watch it together, and watch and react to the abusive history of Boogie.
See crazy? I can show you crazy.
Oh, and I know that first scene, I know that exactly what that is. It's from Psycho Dad. It's from his series. When we get to that, we'll talk about that.
She'll call me daddy because she has no clue who her real daddy is.
Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Did you drink my Mountain Dew? She wanted money after we broke up. I wasn't going to give it to her. She made that video to punish me.
Talk about his ex-wife.
Me, Des? It's another Thanksgiving ruined by you.
Die.
Yeah, that sounds like a crazy mental breakdown there.
Boogie2988 is a notorious lolcow that's been on YouTube since the very beginning. He would mainly be known for his character Francis, who was used to mock himself and nerd culture in general.
Yeah, because when he first started, everyone thought this guy is, clean cut. This is like the Mr. Rogers of YouTube. And he was like this holier than thou figure. He even won, I think, Gamer of the Year in 2016, I think. They didn't know the person that was behind this. And I always say, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Because they can take that mask, take it off in an explosive moment and show you who they are. And then put the mask back on and pretend like it never happened. Which we have what we call the Boogie cycle. So Boogie will do something really stupid or say something really stupid. Apologize. Delete it. And then restart the cycle all over again.
Well, if I'm a goddamn Mountain Dew. Yeah, did you drink my Mountain Dew? Did you drink my Mountain Dew?
Boogie would also go out to portray himself as a nice guy to the point where he was considered the Fred Rogers of YouTube.
Or Mr. Rogers.
But
Yeah.
I want to leave you with this. I want to leave you with two
Fred
things.
Rogers and Mr.
I want to
Rogers.
leave you with a very heartfelt personal thank you. And this is to everybody who's ever clicked the subscribe button, whether you stayed or you didn't, whether you're part of the million that are here now or just someone who watched for 6 months. Maybe you found out Francis wasn't real and you decided you hated me. Maybe you saw one of my miserable attempts at trying to be funny and you...
Yeah, that's the thing too. So a lot of people, they're like, oh, Francis is not real. It's scripted. Who cares? Like, I say this with any entertainment, whether it be movies, TV shows, if you like wrestling. It's all scripted. But it's supposed to be entertainment. Just enjoy it at face value. Who cares? Are you going to go, oh, that movie is fake. They're not really blowing up those buildings. Oh, they're not really fighting in those movies or TV shows. No. Especially like a Bruce Lee or action movie. You love it. It's explosions. It's, fist-to-fist fighting. That's something you're supposed to enjoy. Forget that it's scripted. Forget it's fake. Just enjoy the actual nature of entertainment.
like it and you went away. Just as long as you were ever part of my life and ever part of this career, thank you. But for those of you who chose to stay, I love you and I hope you stay forever, and I hope we can continue to do this until we're both in the ground.
Over time, this facade of being a wholesome guy on YouTube would crumble, and he would pivot into saying that he was just a good guy who liked edgy jokes.
I mean, if you
like
ask my
Wings.
opinion, or ask one of my friends' opinions, I'm a genuinely good person that likes to fuck around on the internet and likes to make offensive jokes. That's who I am. That's what I am.
Now, one thing too is, if you have to constantly tell people you're something such as, oh, I'm a good guy, I'm a great guy, people tell me I'm a good guy, you should know this is not really me. That's a character. I'm a good guy. You're probably not a good guy. You don't have to keep... people who are a good person don't have to tell other people they're a good person.
I treat the people that are in my life with love and kindness and respect, but when I get the opportunity, I like to fuck around on the internet. It's possible to be a very kind and loving
And you're also
good
thin-skinned
person,
too, Boogie.
just like I am on my YouTube videos, but still make stupid, goofy, edgy jokes just like I do on Twitter, I know that's possible because that's what I'm doing.
Now, the other thing too is, yeah, he does make stupid, edgy jokes on Twitter, but at the same time, people call him out for that, or they'll have something he did in the past and they'll talk about it, and he'll explode on them, and then he'll delete the tweet and act like it never happened, and then he'll apologize for it and say, I'm going to do better. That's not me. I'm going to do better. And it's a constant cycle with him.
I don't know why people insist I have to be one or the other. You either a perfect person who never makes jokes, or you're a bad, evil person who makes jokes, so all that good stuff you do is now washed away.
That sounds so much
Fuck
like
you.
DSP.
People aren't that simple. At least I'm not that simple.
Oh, you're a simpleton, all right.
Despite this angle trying to say he's a good guy, his views and treatment of women would tell a different story. Before making videos on YouTube, he would run an adult website blog.
What?
Boogie would...
I didn't know about this. Boogie's... I don't know what that says because it's blocked out blog. An adult webmaster's collection of bizarre links and random idiocy. Boogie's blog is the personal web journal of an adult pornographer. It's a random assortment of blank rants and celebrity news and nudity. He ran a website where he talked and showed celebrity nudity. What is he, Mr. Skin? You'll find nude pics, galleries, and other things you expect at blank blog. It's updated at random depending on when the guards let me out of the straitjacket. Bookmark this site, won't you? Then we have free daily blank. Visit links, top 100 blogs. Goddamn, Boogie's just like Derek. FCC gets owned. Since it probably won't be here long before the FCC is regulating the living shit out of the American part of the internet. Yeah, that's probably coming in the future. The Canadian one's not that better anyways. It's always nice to take a small jab at those fucks when I can, but when a federal judge takes the time to mock them on record over the broadband wiretapping issues, it's golden. Read this. Your argument makes no sense. Edwards told Jacob Lewis, an associate general counsel of the FCC. I'm sorry I'm not making myself clear, Lewis said. You're making yourself very clear. That's the problem, Edwards replied. And then Boogie puts, ha 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 ha, suck at FCC. And there's, I'm guessing that's supposed to be porn, not politics. May or may not have seen the funniest thing on the internet, but you need to see it. And then it's Stephen Colbert roast Bush to his face. What else we got here? Oh, we got an ad for Adult Friend Finder. Let's see. About archives. Contact me. FAQ. Fan page. There's a blank fan page, so I'm guessing that's porn fan page. Free daily porn. I'm guessing that anything that's blacked out is the word porn. Guide to online porn. Live webcam girls. Remember, he was also a sugar daddy for a webcam girl. At least one that we know of. Real sex. Support Boogie blog. Surf without pop-ups or viruses. Webmasters. We got categories, celebrities, desktop wallpapers. Only has one of those. Exclusive fan signs. Damn, look at that. May 2005? Or sorry, March 2005 to May 2006. The Rack Hunter. Oh my god. Sandra's Squirtin' blog. Sex Kitty Babes. I Shoot Porn. Sin blog. Jave's Free blog porn. Movie bookmark porn. We are making porn. Steve's porn blog. Oh my god. His name is Steven, isn't it? It's like Stephen Williams or something. So does that mean, is that Steve as in him? Does he have another porn blog? Porn for Women blog. All sex blogs. Dr. Bizarro's private links. Sex. Oh goddamn. Sex Driver. John DX's porn blog. Boobster News Center. Danger Dave's porn blog. Denny's Ramblings. Flesh Necklace. White. Was that White Check porn blog? God damn, he's Boogie. Oh, and at the very top right, Boogie says juice.
run of this blog with his recommendations for adult videos, but it would also contain his celebrity and political rants. One such rant would be directed at Kelly Pickler from...
Oh, is that Kelly Pickler from American Idol is a complete and total slut? Need proof she went to her prom with her vagina hanging out. Oh my god. Boogie. See, this is what I'm talking about in the first part of this, where people will not show this stuff. They try to retcon history. They try to change it to fit their own narrative. Even look at Keemstar's, the Boogie versus Wings boxing fight video he put up, his documentary. It had none of this in it because he's trying to whitewash everything. He's trying to make Boogie look like a new person, like a complete saint, and it's going to blow up in his face.
American Idol, saying that she was a complete and total slut, saying that she went to her prom in a dress with her vagina hanging out. An anonymous commenter would say, "That's not her vagina, you idiot, it's her stomach." Boogie would respond with, "Dude, that's her fucking pubic hair. If you're not smart enough to recognize that, you need to get off the internet and find a real woman for it."
Wait. So, Boogie is telling somebody else to get off the internet and find a real woman for a change, when Boogie is recognizing pubic hair on a woman under her dress, and he's got an entire blog, a Derek blog up. Yeah, you might have a
Someone
sex
would correct him,
addiction
saying that's the
as
shadow
well,
of her
Boogie.
stomach, and Boogie would apologize and concede this point, but then go on to say that's where her pubic hair should be, because on every woman he's ever licked, that's where it started.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is Boogie can never be wrong. Even when he's wrong, he's right. Like when he was on Review Tech USA, and him and Muda were fighting, and he kept saying, "I never said that, I never said that, I never said that, I never said that."
And he felt the need to also say, "Oh, and if that's her belly shadow, that makes her fat." Boogie would go on to make a post saying, "Oh no."
So he body shamed somebody else?
And he's ever licked.
So I want to point this out. This is when Boogie was at his heaviest. So he was like 500 or so pounds. And he says, oh, this one, he says,
that's where
she's
started.
fat or whatever.
And
Yeah.
he felt
So, oh, and if that's her belly shadow, that makes her fat. Boogie is body shaming someone else when he's at his heaviest. Oh, we have a reply here. Boogie, porn guy extraordinaire. You're a fucking asshole if you think she is fat. And who cares if she wants to wear that dress and show that she has a nice body? You're just a jealous bitch. Whoever posted that picture. Just jealous because you wish you were her. Wish you could wear a dress like that and look good. Why don't you grow up and get over it? Get a life. Because it sure don't look like you have one when you're wasting your time crap about someone else's life.
felt the need
That
to
is
also
true.
say, "Oh, and if that's her belly shadow, that makes her fat." Boogie would go on to make a post saying, "Oh,
Oh god. Oh no, I'm stuck on Africa. Any of you good folks who have visited my contact page know that I've got a subscription to all the different chat programs. I use Yahoo as well. I guarantee Boogie was using ICQ. And I use all these programs via one actual program called Trillion. Well, I don't get spam on MSN. Oh, there it is. ICQ. Or AOL. Just Yahoo. But Yahoo makes up for it by getting me about 900 spam messages a day. They vary wildly. Some folks claim that they've seen your personal, even if you don't have one. They claim that you're super compatible, even though they can't answer any personal questions. So Boogie is arguing with a bot now. Because all those spam messages, especially in chat and stuff, they're all bots. This is like when DSP got his strikes, and he went on the YouTube bot and started yelling at them. They often talk in a script or use broken English. Sometimes they are a computer bot that does it and spams a URL, and sometimes a real person. I often am mean to these people. I don't know why. It's just second nature to me. I've told them to die or to die slowly. Sometimes I tell them to die painfully. Sometimes I tell them to go fuck themselves. Or alternatively, to do something demeaning to themselves first and then go fuck themselves. Then follow it up with death. I found that the perfect thing, if you get a telemarketer or spam message or anything like that, I found the perfect way for them to hang up on you. Tell them the DSP helicopter story about how he got laid off, but make it yourself. So be like, yeah, so it all started in 2008. I was working at this helicopter company, and just go on about how they laid you off and how you're doing 2 jobs. I guarantee you will not get through the story because they will hang up on you. Imagine how incredibly bad that is that a telemarketer hangs up on you for telling a DSP helicopter story. I woke up to less than 3 messages this morning, all from 3 people who have seen my profile and think they are very compatible, and that they went to Africa for varying reasons, are now stuck without the money to get back to. Well, different parts of the US. Yeah, that's a common spam and a common scam. My reply has been the same to all 3. Stay in Africa and get... Oh, Boogie. Boogie. Stay in Africa and get AIDS and die, you cocksuckers. Jesus Christ, Boogie. Does this make me a bad person? Yes. Yes, it does. Now, I'll say this. It doesn't make you a bad person to tell the spammers to go fuck themselves or whatever. I'm fine with that. But when they say they're in Africa and you say stay in Africa and get AIDS and die, you cocksuckers, that's a little over the line for me. If it does, who gives a shit? I'm just saying it seems to be an insurmountable amount of attractive white women getting Boogie. White women getting trapped in Africa. My advice, don't go there if you don't have a round trip ticket.
So, I'm stuck in Africa. To summarize this, he would just complain about all the spam
That is
messages
bad.
he would get about women being stuck in Africa and needing help. He would reply with, stay in Africa, get AIDS, and die, you cocksuckers. It sure seems to be...
So, why did Deppy here, why did he block out the word porn, but not cocksuckers? Or fuck? That's weird. That's a weird author choice.
Insurmountable amount of attractive white women getting trapped in Africa. Boogie would address this old blog, saying that he was upheard by what he...
People are discussing the old porn blog I used to run and publish and even write for back in the mid-2000s. It includes some really raunchy jokes and posts. I don't know about that, Boogie. Looking back on that stuff, I am abhorred by what I signed my name to and the jokes we made on that blog. I was awful. This is what I'm talking about. So this is the Boogie cycle that happens.
He signed his name to and the jokes they made on that blog. In 2009, Boogie's mother would pass away and he would fall into a deep depression where he claimed he would almost take his own life. During this time, Boogie...
Now keep in mind as well, he's always said his mom and his dad sexually molested him, that they abused him. Now I get you're feeling sad because you have a parent that dies, but at the same time, someone who to this day Boogie still has trauma from, that supposedly he was sexually molested or abused or whatever, why would you grieve over that person? Why would you go into depression because the person who traumatized you for life, that abused you, is now out of your life and can't hurt you anymore? Now again, I'm not a psychologist, but that's just my thoughts on it. And why is Boogie wearing 2 sets of glasses here? He's got his regular glasses and those thick glasses. I believe that's his ex-wife, who looks a lot like his current 20-year-old girlfriend.
He would meet a woman named Desiree and they would bond over the fact
Oh my god. I didn't know her name. So Desiree, his ex-wife, and Desi, his current girlfriend,
had lost someone close to them. Notably, she was a fan of Boogie's videos prior to them meeting.
Life.
Oh, he did it again. So his ex-wife went through some trauma, was a fan of his, contacted him, and his current girlfriend, Desi, they trauma bonded. She was a fan of his, and she contacted him. Same name, same look. I'm just saying it. He traded the older model for the younger model.
Has a way of working out, because I met this redheaded girl who saw my videos, and she was really sad too, because she had just buried her best friend and she had just buried her brother.
Trauma bonded.
And we started talking, and it was awesome. We were really interested in each other, but
trauma
her
bonded
life was
relationships
complicated
never
and
work.
My life was complicated, and we were just too far apart, and we didn't think we could make it work, and that kind of sucked. But, you know, they say never say never. Life has a way of surprising you. Eventually, we managed to work it out, and that redheaded girl moved down here to live with me. We've been together now for 3 years. We're in love, and I'm happier now than I've ever been.
They would go on to date.
Remember, too, every time anything happens, it's always someone coming to Boogie. Boogie can never come to somebody else because he has to be in control. It has to be him doing it, and that's a power move, control move.
Years, and Boogie would propose in 2012. They would get married in 2013.
Wait, so he proposed
By the end
over
of
Twitter?
2017, they would initiate the divorce process and finalize the divorce in 2018. Once the divorce was finalized, Boogie would make a video in 2018 saying he would try to avoid talking about.
Wait, is he using an AI? Because he didn't say divorce properly.
The divorce and his ex-wife.
Yeah, the divorce. But then again, I mispronounce words all the freaking time. So maybe it is him.
But as of today,
I
it is
mispronounce
done.
a
Now,
lot of words.
It's been almost a year since we've been divorced, and a lot of people ask, Boogie, why do you continue to talk about it? Why do you continue to make videos about it?
He looks so much smaller here compared to modern
I don't
Boogie.
plan to moving forward, because I think I'm finally at a really good place. Some things I want to say about the last year, because I don't ever want to make another video about it. I probably will have to. You know how the internet is. You know, there's always drama that crops up. Someone will say this, someone will say that. I'll need to correct this. I'll need to correct that. I'll need to tweet about it. I might have to make a video. So chances are I'll be forced back into talking about it again, but I really don't want to. I want to say everything I have to say.
About 2 months after this video, Boogie would
Okay, so this is from the Psycho Dad series, which turned into the Psycho Son series or whatever. And basically, it was scripted. It was entertainment. We all know that. Basically, in the series, his dad was divorced from his mom. His mom moved out. And then his dad made Jesse go in here. So he was only allowed 1 hour a day to film a video in storyline. So in the series, Jesse would break down and go crazy in this room and basically turn it into his dad. So this was the psycho room. That's why you see like psychopath on the wall there. I'm a psychopath, all that stuff. And then Boogie started doing a collab where he would take his character Francis and go in there. And then, I can't remember what happened, but it got really weird. Now, keep in mind, too, so this is after his divorce. His wife was a major factor in writing all those Francis videos. So, all the ones that you love, the Mountain Dew, all that stuff, was written by his ex-wife. So, when she leaves, it's up to Boogie to write the scripts. And I'm sorry, Boogie. Actually, no, fuck it, I'm not sorry. You're not funny. You're like cringe-worthy, like weird uncle, please don't look at me, please don't talk to me, cringe. And it's not the same. So this brought out a lot of emotional responses to him, where I believe it started as a script, it started as him trying to be in character, but then the true feelings started coming out. Oh, and you'll see a lot of this in there. And if you're wondering what Boogie is holding, though, that's the effigy. So Psycho Kid in storyline created that. And everyone who interacts with that sees their inner demons in it. So for example, Jesse McFuckernuggets saw his dad with that. Where Boogie sees his ex-wife. And yeah, it did not turn out very well.
a video of himself and his character Francis talking to themselves with an effigy of his ex-wife. This video can be viewed in a disturbing light, as it seems that Boogie is vocalizing his insecurities through his character Francis, and would end the video with him destroying his ex-wife's effigy.
He talked to like 3 different
You are the most untrustworthy person on the planet. Do you understand that? You're an actual sociopath. You're an actual psychopath. You are the reason she left. Okay? And
now, did you hear that? He's talking to somebody saying, "You're the reason she left. You're a sociopath." So this is Boogie talking to Francis. That's right. He's talking to his alter ego here.
you know that. Yeah, Boogie. And why she left. I'm all killed.
Now he's talking the Francis voice.
With, okay?
Now he's talking in his Francis character to Boogie. You could, oh my God! If Steve of the Dead watches this video, he's gonna have to make a 12-hour video on Boogie.
It's another Thanksgiving ruined by you.
Okay, so now we saw Boogie talk to Francis. Francis talked to Boogie. Now Francis is talking to Desmond, or Desi, or whatever her name was, the ex-wife.
It's another Easter ruined by you.
He's getting violent with that too.
I really loved you. I really did.
Now you have Boogie talking to his ex-wife.
And I know you really loved me. Well, I know you loved him.
This is his insecurities.
I know you hated me. You hated all
And now Francis is back talking to his ex-wife, but I'll let this play out for you.
of it, didn't you? You hated YouTube. You hated the fame. You hated the fans. You hated the trips. When I met you, I was a 600-pound man on disability. All right? Look at me now. Look at me now. And you know what? You're the one who did that. You're the one who did that.
Now he's blaming everything on his ex-wife.
Into our life when we had given up.
You hear that? You came into our life when we've given up. He's talking about himself and Francis as 2 separate people. This is multiple personality right here.
When we had given up hope.
At least he's not talking as his wife.
We given up on our career. We given up on our job. And you took us out of that bed where we were ready to die. And you helped us work every single day. You helped us develop me, not just Boogie as a person, not just me as a character, but you taught us how to live when we were ready to die.
So at this point is where the script, whatever, is done. So this is Boogie, and also through his Francis characters, getting all his emotion out. This is him mentally breaking down, and all the stuff he held inside, he is letting it all out for this skit.
And everything we have, we owe to you. Does that make you feel good? Does that make you feel superior? Does that make you feel loved? Because it made me hate you.
And then he just got violent.
Crazy? I can show you crazy.
So he's about to get violent. Remember, he says this is his ex-wife. So when you see the next part, keep that in mind. This is a man who hates his ex-wife and women in general, allegedly. He's ripping her head out.
Miserable as I've ever been.
And then he knocks over the
camera.
camera.
On to say to not read too much into it, and that he just needed a reason to go psycho in this.
Yeah, so first off, let me remind you this is just a stupid sketch, sorry. Don't read too much into it. I needed a reason to be a psycho in the Psycho series, so this is what it took. Now, if you watch that video, Boogie, that is more than acting right there, because I've seen you act and you suck. You're a little bit above DSP, but you are a horrible actor. That is all the stuff you held in coming out. Secondly, thanks for the support. I know this is insane. I know it will scare a lot of you off, but those who stay, thank you. Again, the Boogie cycle.
Series. For many, it seemed to be odd timing that his divorce was just finalized and this would happen 2 months later. Later, Boogie would appear on the podcast and at some point discuss his divorce, revealing that his wife had to walk on eggshells around him. On a later livestream, he would also clarify that his relationship was not perfect and they fought regularly.
We were in a loop in which my anxiety was so bad that she was kind of walking on eggshells all the time because she was afraid of scaring me, upsetting me, hurting me. And
especially after what we just saw in the cycle
room. The way
room.
she reacted to my anxiety was very frequently with fight or flight. And for her, that mostly meant fight. So I would become anxious over something. And when I become anxious, I'd become a little angry. I'd become a little edgy. Not abusive or any stretch of the imagination.
you
But it's like, I need to focus on this right now. I need to be left alone. Let me focus on this.
Yeah.
Right? And that would be enough to make her feel bad. And then when she would feel bad, she would become angry or upset or anxious or sad or whatever. And so then that would make me feel more anxious. And that would make her feel more anxious. And
I know,
so
I mean,
we ended up like this, like,
I know exactly
domino
what you
effect,
mean.
right? And so what we really need.
Was me and my wife's relationship perfect? No. Did we argue from time to time?
You didn't
Yes.
see like
I think
physically
most
how he
couples
changed
do.
too.
Did I ever stand and scream in her face about?
Because you can see like he's gained most of that weight back too, which is sad because he keeps gaining more and more weight even after the surgery.
Oh, fucking, tell her I wish she was fucking dead, or I don't know.
On Boogie's 45th birthday, he would call his ex-wife on a live stream, leading to multiple awkward moments and revelations of.
Yeah, because nothing says, I'm over it, let's move on, I don't want to talk about it. Hey, it's your birthday. Let me call you up on the phone here. Let's have an awkward talk, and let me make money while I'm doing it.
Their past relationship.
I made it to 45. What do you think about that?
It's impressive.
Yeah, I didn't think I would.
Only another 40 to go.
This is how his
40, Des?
this is
You
how
hate me
Boogie
that
spent
much
his
that You
birthday.
want me to live to be 90, fucking 85?
Oh, but you have to finish the engagement story about how you picked a fight with me about
Oh.
how I never watch your videos anymore.
Imagine spending your birthday like this.
Working like 60-hour weeks.
I
You
know,
don't
it
even
was
care about
so-
my videos. You don't even watch them. I'm like, what are you talking about? I help you film them all the time.
Yeah, imagine. That's the narcissism in him. His wife is working 60 hours. And Boogie is getting mad because she's not watching his videos. Yet, she's helping film and write them. But he's mad because she's not watching them.
And
Like, why are we arguing about this? I'm dying right now.
they have like this crazy picture of you and I and like what happened. Did you cuck me, Des?
Did I cuck you?
Yeah.
The awkward silence?
Did you screw TJ behind my back or whatever?
What DJ?
It's because Remington isn't attractive, but TJ was hot as shit.
And see, that's his insecurity come through here. Because Boogie, especially 'cause he got the surgery on his teeth. He got the weight loss surgery. He's always insecure about everything, so he always thinks someone's going to screw him over. Someone's going to hurt him. And he tries to hurt people before they hurt him.
I mean, he's like, he's a gay guy who takes really good care of himself. At the end of the day, confirm or deny this. Let's see what you think. We got divorced just because it wasn't working.
Right.
Is that pretty much it? We just weren't happy?
Yeah.
You're definitely over
We
it,
were
right,
going
Boogie?
down a path where we just were not clicking, and we were fighting, and we were resenting each other for things, and I didn't want that to be the end of our story, where we spent the next 20 years of our lives hating each other,
Yep, absolutely. All right, well, I appreciate that. I appreciate you still.
And this is one of the saddest birthdays I've ever seen. You're on stream for a bunch of strangers, talking to your ex-wife, asking if she ever cucked him, and trying to explain to his audience why it didn't work.
Thank you for being such a good friend. I really appreciate you.
Some would view this as emotionally manipulative that he called his ex-wife on his birthday
Exactly.
and leading to multiple discussions that would reveal that he was potentially verbally abusive. While Boogie's divorce.
Yeah, and when earlier in October, when Mike Klum made his documentary, I believe they contacted his ex-wife, and she said, if you put me in the documentary, I'm going to sue. That doesn't sound like you left on good terms, Boogie. Allegedly.
This was ongoing. He would engage in a relationship with a cam girl named Lucy Fox. The relationship wouldn't last long, but Lucy Fox would later release a video claiming that Boogie was verbally abusive and emotionally manipulative.
He was on a website. I'm not going to say what kind of website, but you can probably figure it out. And I, thought, oh, this must be a joke. Like, so since I have been a fan of said asshole for many years.
Yeah, we give the nickname asshole,
okay,
it's
well,
bad.
He can't be a bad guy, so I'll just go over it and see how it is. Since I was a fan, and I thought, oh, well, nothing bad will come out of it, because, everyone thinks he's such a great guy. Asshole was nice at first, as most assholes are. And I thought, well, let's see how it goes. He seems like a nice guy. He was, going through some stuff, so I thought I would be there for him and help him through some stuff. So that's what I did. I would go over to his house every day. I'd take care of him, have him talk about, his issues and, all the hate
So a therapist.
he was getting and blah, 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 blah.
The trolls,
I
dude.
kind of just listened to it, and one thing led to another, and we started forming a relationship. He was dealing with some emotional problems and dealing with...
Imagine, too, you got all this money that Boogie has, and you pay a cam girl to come over to your house to talk to listen to, talk about the trolls and what you're going through. Boogie, it would have been better if you would have, went to a therapist and talked to them about it. Probably be cheaper, too.
His own shit. And I was pretty much taking care of him every day. If you know what I do for a job, then I have to be at home in order to be on cam. Well, I couldn't do that because it would turn into an argument every time I tried to leave.
Yeah, so he wanted her there all the time. He wanted her to stay home, live with him, and didn't want her to go on the campsites, allegedly, and perform for other guys. He wanted that experience all to himself because he's a narcissist and he wants to control everything.
Why are you trying to leave me? I need somebody right now. Blah, 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 blah. I'd wait for him to finish up doing his work and whatever, and pretty much I was not making any income. I was scraping to get by, to be honest with you.
And that's what Boogie wanted. He wanted her so desperate for money that she comes to him because he's got all the money. He's like, see, you're not making any money. You should come over here, spend all the time here. I'll take care of you. That's his way to manipulate and control these girls.
Like I'd ask him, hey, can I put some money into my bank account so
There
I
you
can
go.
get an overdraft?
There you go.
Okay, well, here's, $20. Cool. So I would do that, and then, I have bills to pay, I don't want to get into detail about my personal life because I know none of you really give a shit. But I was dealing with some stuff on my own, but that was never important. Things were good at the beginning.
Yeah, because he wants to control everything, like I said.
It got to the point where every night I'd go home in tears because asshole thought it was a good idea to scream at me, about everything. Oh, you're not here enough. You aren't, you're just fucking annoying and you just don't want to listen to me, blah, 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 blah. You don't mean shit to me. You don't mean shit. You're just fucking...
Yeah, because what happens is, at first, he's nice. He puts on a presentation. He has the mask on. And then makes her stay there all the time so she can't make money on the campsites. So when she's desperate for cash, she comes over and she needs money and she has to beg him for money. And then the mask comes off. He knows he has total control, so he can say or do whatever he wants, and he knows she can't really do anything or say anything because she needs that money.
Piece of shit. Okay, well, thanks. Appreciate it. But at the end of the day, we did have an emotional connection, and he did care about me.
Trauma bonded
Until
again.
one day he decided that he was just going to continuously scream and yell at me every single day, and I got tired of it. I got tired of being treated like I was dirt on the side of the road, and I was tired of being treated like I was less than. What I went through was some what I went through is something nobody should have to endure.
You can see the emotional
and the fact that I know
distress on her
that he's doing this to other people, to other girls that are younger than me, makes me very upset.
Boogie would go on to say that they were all lies, that she just wanted money, and go on to explain how well he treated his ex-wife with the money he had.
What about the other video that a girl made about you? She was lying through her fucking teeth. Listen to that video. Go watch that video. She literally complains about money 98% of the time of the video. She was mad that she didn't get money from me.
No, Boogie, she's mad in the story that you wouldn't let her leave, that you wanted her there all the time so she couldn't work, so she could not make any money.
She got mad that she didn't get enough money from me. She wanted money after we broke up. I wasn't going to give it to her. She made that video to punish me. As simple as that.
Of course.
I just like to think, but
It's
why
everyone
would she
else's
say those
fault,
things in
Boogie.
particular?
Dark side
because
Boogie.
she knew that would be the most damaging to me. Because she thought that would be the most damaging to me. I think she knew if she said the R word, which thank God she didn't. I think that she accused me of rape. That wouldn't seem likely or even possible, as fat and ugly as I was. Which is a good thing, because the way I was built then and the way I'm built now, I don't think I could force myself on somebody. So I think...
You hear that? He didn't think he could force himself on anyone. Now, Boogie, that's not a way you can phrase things. Because what you should say is, I would never force myself on someone. You're just saying, oh, I couldn't do it. That implies that if you were in better shape, that you would have done it. That is a bad thing to say, Boogie.
I think she understood that accusing me, if she was going to make something up, I think she was smart enough to know that accusing me of was not something that was going to stick.
Yeah, and what he's trying to do here is, she's saying he was verbally abusive, she would yell at him, he would yell at her, he would call her names, he would get in her face, he would control her, and he was saying, well, at least it wasn't, the R word. And he's trying to diminish what she's saying. He's trying to lower the impact of what she's accusing him of doing. And Boogie just takes it to another level. It's like, at least I didn't try to R-word her. And that's a common thing for Boogie too. And that's also a DSP thing where he's like, well, this other person's doing this. At least I didn't do that.
And I also think that she is, she's kind enough of a person where she wouldn't want to damage other women by saying rape. So thank God she didn't say rape. Praise God that she didn't say rape. Because at that point, I don't know what I would have fucking done. She was going to make some shit up. Thank God she didn't say rape. Thank God. But I think emotionally abusive was what the subreddit already thought about me. They already thought I emotionally abused my ex-wife. And she was reading that subreddit every day after we broke up. So I think the reason she said that I was emotionally abusive was because that's what they already believed.
Yeah. So now Boogie is trying to brainwash and pig-nose, if you want, his audience, saying the only reason my ex-wife thinks she was, verbally and mentally abused is because Reddit told her she was. They brainwashed her, dude. And Boogie can never accept any responsibility of how he treats people, how he talks to people. Like we saw in the Mike Klum documentary, he treats women like objects. He doesn't treat them like human beings. He is all about getting his own stuff, and then it doesn't matter what they want.
It would be the fastest path to sucker them into it. I mean, look at what I did for my ex-wife. I was on fucking disability when I met my ex-wife. I got to work on YouTube and made her over $1 million fucking dollars, dude.
Remember, he always said he was never a millionaire. At the same time, too, earlier in the Psycho Dad clip, he said he was in bed. He was ready to die. She was the one that got him out of that bed, that motivated him, that helped him work every day. Now he's saying, I did all the work. I made her money. It's funny how his narrative changed whenever it serves him better, right? You notice that?
I flew her all across the country from the East Coast to the West Coast. We went and visited her family for 2 weeks at a time, twice a fucking year. She got to meet her favorite author, her favorite musician.
Oh, dude. I did everything for her. I let her look at her family and meet them. Dude, I paid for her to spend time with her family. Like, Boogie, that should not be something you give rewards to yourself about or commendations. You know, getting your wife to see her family, that should be a normal thing, Boogie.
She got to meet Brandy. I mean, I gave that girl the world. Now, admittedly, I was still a pretty shitty husband. I was definitely pretty fucking
and
fat
how is that?
and unable to do a lot of stuff. But the one thing I could do, I did.
You're a shitty husband, but you gave her the world.
And I did. Like, go watch the video and see what she complains about. She asked for money. I didn't give it to her. And that was it. She asked for money after we broke up. I didn't give it to her. Why not just give her the money? Because I don't deal with fucking terrorists, man. I don't deal with terrorists.
Wow.
Fuck that shit.
So, he's now comparing that girl to a terrorist. Remember, this is also the same guy, which I haven't not seen any, maybe it's in here. I have not seen any documentaries where they show the clip of Boogie calling his haters worse than rapists and Nazis. And his exact quote was, "The haters and the trolls are worse than rapists and Nazis, because at least the rapists and Nazis have something they believe in," which is absolutely disgusting, and no one should ever, ever say that.
You and I aren't dating anymore. You don't get any of my help or my money. I broke up with you for a reason. And it doesn't matter that you tell me I'll make a video about you and ruin your career. Then ruin my fucking career. Do it. I don't negotiate with terrorists, man. I do not negotiate with terrorists.
Look at his eyes going wide.
And I'm gonna make a
darting
video. I'm
around.
gonna show up at your house.
All the
Fucking do
smiles.
It, pussy. Fucking do it, pussy. You ain't getting shit from me. Do your shit. I'm not here to pay nobody. I ain't here to pay nobody. I'm not here to be fucking extorted.
Except for $200,000 that you used on hookers that you could have used to pay off your house. I'm just saying.
You threaten me? Fucking step. Bring on your shit.
In the end, not much would come out of the Lucy Fox situation, but it would begin establishing a pattern of behavior from Boogie. Starting in 2018, Boogie would claim that he spent close to $200,000 on sex workers.
Now remember too, he spent $200,000 on hookers. However, his house still had $161,000 left to pay off. I wonder how he could have paid that off.
You know the rules. The rules.
Yeah, so look at this. So Boogie got hookers, but not just that. So he bought them a purse at $1,000, $500 in gift cards, $400 in dinner, $500 in a hotel, and then the escort fees was $2,500. So let's see. You got $1,500, $1,900, and then you got $2,400 there. So he paid about the same as the escort fees for the purses, gift cards, dinner, and hotel. Because he wanted that experience. He wanted to feel like the king. That he's getting the full package. He didn't want someone to just come over, fuck him, and leave.
Sorry, we're going to go out and eat. We're going to have dinner. Maybe we're going to fuck. And
maybe
you're going to enjoy a nice lifestyle that you don't normally get to enjoy. It's not a revelation. I like beautiful women. I like to hang out with beautiful women, fuck beautiful women. We all do. I never got to do that. The women I dated were pretty, sure, but they were like Arkansas 8s, not LA 10s. With sugaring, I got to fuck some LA 10s, and I think that's cool.
Now, keep in mind the way he phrased that is, all these women around here, they're Arkansas 8s. I deserve LA 10s. Like, he's so entitled to things in life that he's like, I deserve this. I'm going to get it. I don't care if I go broke. I don't care if I don't pay off the house. I'm going to use it on all this pussy here.
But then it's window shopping, right? Like any other meat market. Like,
yeah, you see that? Window shopping for a woman to fuck. And he calls it a meat market. Like, Boogie, how tone deaf could you be?
Tinder, you kind of scroll down the list of photos until you find someone that looks interesting to you. I think this girl's really cute. Oh yeah, yeah. She's definitely a little thicker than I necessarily would always go for. But
Boogie, you can't body shame people when you look like yourself. Like, there's nothing wrong with this girl. She's gorgeous. But the fact that you're looking for something that's perfection, and you're looking for this woman who's going to be an LA 10, not an Arkansas 8, like, it's actually disgusting how you're using these people as props in your life. Like, you're going around and you're talking about how, oh, this person's too thick, this person's not an LA 10. Like, it shows your mindset of how you view and treat women, Boogie.
there's nothing wrong with that.
He would essentially view women as objects and
Thank
sexual
you.
conquests that he would just have to
Thank
pay
you.
for. This viewpoint would draw the ire of Moist Critical, leading him
Sir
to make
Moist?
a video on Boogie with a segment discussing this.
Why do you deserve that? Because you filmed your 20th Francis chugging Mountain Dew while pooping his pants and putting popcorn in a microwave video? Like, what? It's such a deranged mindset that he believes he is entitled to all of these women wanting to slobber on his meat because he is a famous YouTuber.
Slobber on his meat.
He shouldn't be settling for an Arkansas 8. No, he deserves the LA 10s. So he pays for sex workers because Boogie deserves that top shelf pussy with the pinky out. And to me, this audacity is alarming. To me, this screams that he only views women as objects to be conquered
Thank
sexually.
you. Thank you, Sir
He shouldn't
Moist.
be settling for something that's an Arkansas 8. That's beneath him. Have they looked at his subscriber count? No. What he deserves is the LA 10s. So he gets into the sugar baby community. But the point is, you don't deserve anything. To speak here like you deserve these women, you are entitled to these women because of your online success.
Yeah. Sir
is
Moist
so
spitting facts.
delusional. And speaking of delusion, him criticizing the lady for being thicker than he would normally go for is just downright ridiculous and absurd. It just really seems like with the way he speaks about women throughout the documentary, he just views them as sexual props for his own pleasure. Really, that's the most important thing when it comes to women.
Thank
for
you.
him.
Even Moist knows about the
Boogie would
props.
have multiple moments.
Yeah, and the funniest thing about the whole hooker aspect in the documentary from Mike Klum is that they had one of the past sex workers on, and she's talking about how her experience with a Boogie made her quit the sex industry. You know how bad that has to be, Boogie? For a sex worker to quit because she had to have sex with you? That's insane, but recently, Boogie's been posting naked pictures of himself on Twitter and Twitch and stuff. And he's got the folds, and I don't mean to body shame anyone. There's nothing wrong with it. He's got the folds that go down and past, like, his naughty bits. So whoever he's with has to, like, hold those folds up to get to his naughty parts. It's absolutely disgusting. Hopefully he's clean in between folds and stuff.
It's on live streams where he would make off-the-cuff comments about sex workers and
Oh
sex
God,
in
look at the
general.
tongue.
Why do I have two beds? One for me and one for my hooker. One for me and one for my hooker.
Boogie.
One for me and one for my hooker. One for me and one for the hooker. One for me and one for my
Why would you do that? Wait, first of all, that's awesome timing with the welcome. The way he's doing this is the woman below him, like he's on top of her, wouldn't that crush her? The other two thing is the way he's moving his hips. It looks like he's getting fucked from behind doggy style. Like, watch his hip. It looks like he's getting fucked.
One for me and one for my hooker. One for me and one for the hooker.
Watch this.
One for me and one for my
Looks like he's getting fucked.
Welcome to the sub club.
One for the hooker. One for me and 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 one for the hooker.
He's laughing like crazy, too.
Yeah.
How long does this go on?
Welcome to the sub.
He's already tired. So that's, you can tell now how long Boogie lasts in sex. My God, I'm gonna hear that in my dreams now. One for me and one for my hooker.
Club.
Take it, bitch.
Oh, God. Take it, bitch. That's Boogie right there. Did he fall asleep?
I finished already. I'm sorry, guys.
You just gotta lick them right where they pee from. Like.
Oh, Boogie. You have to lick them where the pee comes from. You have to lick them where the pee comes from.
This.
Why would you put this video and audio out, Boogie? What the fuck is he doing with his hand? Smacking him? What the hell is this? So, in this scenario, he's licking this woman between her legs, breathing heavy, and then he puts his hand up. Please tell me he's not, in this scenario, choking the woman. That is a psychopath, aggressive mood right there. That's very violent.
Die.
Now he's telling them die.
Okay. Well, wow, that was weird. That could be a cue. Someone says you can't put your finger into a clitoris. Somebody here doesn't have a scalpel handy.
Oh.
'Cause
Oh, God. That is absolutely disgusting, Boogie.
let me tell you something. You splay that fucker just right, you can wrap it all around your fingers.
That's the most disgusting thing I've ever
shave
heard.
real thin. Woo! That's disturbing. That's the most fucked up thing I've said in a while.
By 2023,
Why
any
would you go
illusion
back to this?
facade of Boogie being the Fred Rogers of the internet has been
Mr.
long
Rogers.
dead. This year, Boogie would reveal his new girlfriend in a teaser. This would immediately lead to questions of how they met, and he would reveal that they were trauma bonding. He would go on to
Exactly.
say they bonded off their past traumas to help
Which is
them
never gonna
heal,
last.
and then realize they were compatible. This would come off as odd, as he had met his wife the same way as
Exactly.
they both bonded
That's what I
over
said
terrible
earlier.
losses in their life. He would then reveal her age, that she was 20. This would be especially concerning as Boogie was nearly 50. He would also reveal that they started DMing when she was 19. In the past, Boogie would comment that someone in their 30s would not have anything in common with someone in their 20s.
How young is too
With a
young,
hammer.
Boogie?
Do what?
How young is too young, Boogie? Gotta know.
So that's interesting, because I've gone out with a few girls who are kind of young, 20-year-olds since the divorce, so it's been nice. But I think too young is age of consent. I think if they're not in the age of consent in at least your region, you're definitely breaking the law.
Oh.
Dating a 20-year-old, going out, even just going out one time with a 20-year-old is hard enough.
Now, you got to be careful with that because consent state to state in the States is pretty low. I personally would not go past, like, minimum to me would be like 22, 23. Minimum.
I can't imagine a fucking 18-year-old, and I think the age of consent in Arkansas might actually be less than 18. I know in some state it's 16. What the
Exactly.
fuck do you have in common with a 16-year-old if you're in your
Boogie, what do you have common with a 19-year-old when you're almost 50? Because when you're 19 and you have no life experience, and when you're 50, divorce and a bunch of life experience, you are two different mindsets. You are two different people in two different parts of life. So what do you have in common with that person? And by the way, Boogie, what's the difference between an 18-year-old and a 19-year-old? They're pretty much the same. So this whole thing is, oh, she's 19 years old. She just turned it. Like, Boogie, that's not too different from 18. it's still gross that you're in your 50s going after young girls like this.
20s or your 30s, God bless your 40s. A 20-year-old girl is hard enough to date because they only know 3 things and they're wrong about all 3 of them.
But now that Boogie's dating someone that's 20 years old, he doesn't think it's a problem because he believes he can help her due to his experience.
Emotionally.
Yeah. Because he finds these people that he trauma bonds with that are very vulnerable, that he can control and manipulate. Even in the documentary, he had her do like housework and gardening and all this other stuff. Kat, emotionally, you can be an extremely difficult person and bring a lot of baggage into another partner's life. Do you think that's fair to do to a 19-year-old? Do you not see the predatory nature of dating a 19-year-old as a middle-aged man? That is some facts, Kat.
You can be an extremely difficult person and can bring a lot of baggage into another partner's life. Do you think that it's fair to do that to a 19-year-old? Do you not see the predatory nature of dating a 19-year-old as a middle-aged man?
Okay, so she's not 19. I don't know where people are getting that from.
She was 19 when you met.
She was 19 when she wrote me at first, but
Exactly.
she was 20 by the time we started, like, officially.
19 to 20 is not a huge difference, especially mentally, when she doesn't do anything, Boogie.
Dating, and certainly well into her 20s by the time we actually met.
Yeah.
So, that said, I feel like I'm in the best place in my life. And I know the path that she needs to go down to get over, like,
of course,
all of the things that she's been through.
Because she's had drama, Boogie's going to lead her down the right path, right? He's going to show her the way. Boogie is going to control and manipulate and mold her mind to what he believes her path should be in life. That's not going to end very well.
So I feel like I can help her with that.
See?
Another aspect
She
to this
needs
is that she
him.
was also a fan of Boogie prior to messaging him.
The violence and stress impacted me where now I have anxiety, but it wasn't just from that. It was definitely a part of just like growing up. I've had a lot of trials and errors and just like things go wrong, so I originally discovered Boogie on YouTube.
Yeah, and she has daddy issues.
My initial impression of Boogie was he's adorable. I don't know what it was. I guess it's his energy, his curly hair, his glasses. I must be into nerds. I don't know. I never really paid attention to like my feelings or anything because I kind of like kept to myself in school. So like, I don't know. He's just adorable to me. I like him.
Another odd coincidence in this whole thing is that she shares a name with Boogie's ex-wife. This
Yeah.
would be odd as they have a lot.
Like, look at that. Look at the hair. Look at the face. Even the body shape. Like, that's the younger model of his ex-wife. And it's really creepy. Like, nothing wrong with Pokemon, but with how young she looks and all the stuffed toys there, there's something not right, especially when you look at the documentary and when the first scenes is Boogie talking about his ex-girlfriend that liked to play with duckies in the bath, so he had them all around. Like, something's not adding up here.
Similarities now, where they share the same name. They both bonded with Boogie due to
Exactly.
ongoing trauma or past trauma, and they were both fans of Boogie prior to
And
meeting
contacted
with
him.
Something Boogie's girlfriend would bring up during a documentary she was in was that she did not have a father figure while growing up.
Exactly.
I don't have a good relationship with my father. I don't really call him my father. Call him sperm donor, but this don't have to be put into the documentary. I don't reference him as father to me. He's never really been my father. He signed his rights away, or my rights away, whenever I was 20 months.
Yeah, and this is what it's all about right here. Her father left. She sees Boogie as a father figure, and he's going to put her down the path that she needs to go. Remember, Boogie said, I know what she needs. I can help her down the path that she needs to go on.
Old, or was it 18 months old? I think it was 18 months old. He signed.
What was that? She said to somebody off camera, what was it, 18 or 20? Is she asking Boogie, trying to get the story straight here? Is this all made up?
His rights away from us, so I never really had a good father role figure in my life. It didn't make me feel good. It hurt a lot. I definitely just wanted that father figure and that role and just didn't ever have it. Growing up without a father figure has its challenges.
This is-
you just don't have that.
This right here is hitting the nail on the head. Decepticon, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You're the man.
That support system that you would, and the advice that you need, and so it's just difficult.
During a podcast, Boogie would answer a hypothetical question about a woman he would choose, and he would say he would choose a woman with no father because she would have daddy issues. He would jokingly say that he could take advantage of that and make her do whatever he wanted.
And a girl like Ray, she doesn't just have daddy issues, she's got mommy issues too. She doesn't know who the fuck her family is, all right? If you show her the slightest amount of kindness, and Finn did, you know you can wrap that girl around your little finger. She's gonna give you everything you want, okay? To retread this ground, but I just want to be honest with you. I know that I can go full on Jabba the Hutt with that girl because she's going to let me chain her up, put her in that slave lay outfit, and do whatever I want to. And you know what? She'll call me daddy because she has no clue who her real daddy is.
Boogie and his...
I was going to say, yeah, he says the Jabba the Hutt, and then they did the Jabba the Hutt cosplay. And that should tell you what it is. So he's taken advantage of this person. And he's even talked about in a documentary and online and stuff is that he might not be around for 5-6 years. And what's going to happen when you put her on the path that you think she needs, that you can help her with, and then you're not there? Her whole life is going to be ruined, Boogie. And right now, on Twitter, he's talking about how he asked her parents for marriage, her hand in marriage. He is going to ruin this girl's life.
Current girlfriend would appear in Jabba the Hutt and Leia cosplays for Halloween. The biggest concern between Boogie's and his current girlfriend's age gap is emotional maturity. She would comment that even if Boogie cheated on her, he would stay with him no matter what.
Because I don't want to be alone, but yeah, I'm sorry. It's hard.
Yeah, because she was talking earlier about the support system. Her dad wasn't there. There's no support system. And it's being taken care of by Boogie. Boogie is her entire support system. That's her entire life. And then she doesn't want to face the prospect of losing Boogie and losing her support system because she sees him as her dad. Just like DSP sees his wife as his mother. She knows what it's like to lose the dad. She doesn't want to go back to that.
What's getting you so emotional?
Because I love him, and just imagining a life without him is difficult.
Her support system, remember.
I do.
That is really
I
bad
do
the way
love
she's
him.
acting.
I truly love him.
Like the fact that you're so dependent on someone, that they're your 24/7 world, that you're this attached to them after so little time together. Like in the grand scheme of things, this is nothing how long they've been together. That is a very bad addiction when you're attached to somebody like that.
Ever loved anyone like this?
Not really, no. No, I haven't.
What about the people who say these are fake tears, you're all in it for the clout?
Let them say it. I don't care. You know, if that's what they think, that's what they think. At the end of the day, I know how I feel. I'm not breaking up with him. If he broke up with me, that's different, but I'm never gonna find a reason to break up with him. Sorry, I'll repeat all that. What was the question? So if he cheated, I'm not gonna break up with him because I love him and it's gonna hurt, yeah. We're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, and see, so she's so attached to him. No matter what he does, she will not break up with him. If he cheats, it doesn't matter. We'll talk it out. It's going to hurt. Oh, Boogie. This is you ruining her life. I'm just saying.
But I know at the end of the day he loves me, so it would to see him with, to see Boogie with another woman, it would hurt and it would make me jealous, but I'd get it.
What do you mean you get it?
Women are beautiful.
So he can cheat on her
For some,
anytime he
this
wants.
relationship appears to be Boogie taking advantage of someone that is emotionally
Exactly.
immature to handle this sort of relationship at this point in their life. To Boogie, she is legally a consenting adult who
Yeah, remember recently Boogie also said she was a virgin. So he was the first person to be with her. And when you have your first encounter with somebody, you get emotionally attached to them. You always remember them, especially if it's Boogie. But yeah, that adds another layer to it.
Who is choosing to be in this relationship with him. Despite the legality of it, many are concerned about the age gap, especially because of Boogie's history with women and his public reputation of trying to emotionally manipulate both his audience and people in his life. Ultimately, Boogie's history with women is only some insight into the true character of Boogie2988. As always, thank you for watching, consider subscribing, and thank you for all my members.
Yeah, go subscribe to him. Amazing content, amazing stuff. He always does good stuff. He's also a DSP detractor, so that's good. Oh, as you can see, 2-year feud, DSP and Keemstar. Oh man, Boogie. See, this is the stuff nobody talks about. This is the stuff nobody shows. The only thing I would have changed about this is if he would have included the clip of Boogie talking about how haters are worse than rapists and Nazis, because that they actually have something to believe in. That's the only thing I would change there. But good work. Love you, Decepticon. Amazing stuff. Hope you guys like that too. Click that like, share the video, leave a comment below, hit subscribe. Go subscribe to my other channels on the end card and the details. And as always, I love each and every one of you. Hope you're all safe, healthy, and happy. Peace and love.